Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. You're hanging out with Sergio and myself here on Show Me the Money Club, live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. You can catch us on pretty much all platforms, including audio podcast only. So if you want to check out just the podcast, that's on all major podcasting platforms as well. That's the following day, and you can take part in the live chat and all that fun stuff. But hopefully everybody's doing well. This is episode 171, Sergio. Holy moly. What's going on, bud?
What's happening? All good. Very excited for today's 171st episode.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the rundown, what we're talking about, because we got a jam-packed show for you, and we want to get right going. So we have two special guests. We got Pedro and Thiago coming on from GigU to talk about the profit calculator and cherry picking game, which is actually quite fun. And then we're going to be talking about Uber and Lyft trying to lower their commercial insurance coverage, supporting SB 371. And then we're going to be talking about the Lyft Ride Finder secrets uncovered. And then we're going to be talking about Uber continuing to lie about cancellations to riders. The Ironman of Boston still going strong. The Lyft's bug still continues, even though they said, oh, it's all good, but not really. And then Sergio is requesting global data from Uber on cash trips. We're also going to be talking about the Biotech CEO suing Uber for getting knocked out by an alien, as well as DC getting cleaned up, even with illegal delivery couriers. And then a different kind of Uber pool. So we got a jam-packed show for you going on. And with that being said, we want to bring on our special guests of GigU, Pedro, who we've had on. I'm not sure where he went. Oh, there he is. And then we also have Thiago on today. How you guys doing?
Hey, Chris. Hey, Sergio.
Hey, guys. So they're in Brazil, folks, by the way. So, yeah. By the way, where's our GigU hats, guys? What's happening?
We're sending you. We just had
merch. This is like the check is in the mail kind of a thing, Chris. We'll get it. What?
We'll send you both colors. Promise.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on now. Anyway, so welcome, guys. We're delighted to have you again on today. They've been on, well, Pedro has been on before. Thiago is the head of U.S. operations for GigU. As most of you know, GigU will not only make you a safer driver, but it'll also make you more money, actually, because I've written an article about, veterans, what the newbies can learn from veterans, but even the veterans can learn from other veterans, and specifically GigU automates that. What it does is it basically shows you how to pick your trips, because there is no rule that says you have to accept every trip. There's none of that stuff going on. And don't you worry about deactivation or this or that, because as an independent contractor, you have the right to decline as many trips as you like. So we've been working with GigU on this profit calculator. Now, this is not a cost calculator. This is a profit calculator, meaning we're going to showcase it to you guys in a minute. I am extremely, extremely proud and excited about this product, okay? One, because I think a lot of drivers are not honest with themselves. They'll just go out and drive, and they'll just make some dough and cash flow, and they do it for that. They don't do it for profits. We are in it for profitability. We are not in it for, make some money, pay some bills, and then 5,000 miles a month you drove, and if you're a full-time driver, and you 60,000 miles a year, bad back, bad car, you have nothing to show for it. Well, if you were a profitable driver, then you would have something to show for it. So now, Pedro and Thiago, you guys explain in your own words what the profit calculator is, how it came about, and give us some color about that.
Yeah. Right. Well, first of all, we think of ourselves not only an app, we are an educational company. So we help drivers understand much more about being a better business person. So drivers are business, right? So sometimes you're only looking at earnings, but earnings is just half the story. There are a lot of operational costs involved. And sometimes you even accept like non-profitable or trips that you lose money. So you should really try to reject these kinds of trips and only accept those ones that are profitable. So the profit calculator was something that we tried to make drivers understand a little bit more about their costs and how much they're profiting. Some people do like use Excel sheets that record their daily expenses, which is a really hard work and you have to have a lot of discipline. So we wanted to make this really simple tool that it takes like 3 minutes for you to fill in, and then you have a lot of understanding. And then I think it's best for us to showcase the tool, and at the end you'll see all the results and a little bit more of what we're talking about here.
Yep.
Yeah. So Sergio, I'm gonna take you as an example, and you're gonna do the profit calculator with me. Sounds good?
Before we start any of this, now this is not in the GigU app, correct?
Okay. So important thing is this is a web-based platform, so you can use on iOS system and Android system. Okay.
Okay. So for folks who say that GigU is not on iOS, this has nothing to do with that. Even if you have an Apple or iOS, obviously, you can still use the profit calculator. The GigU app, the cherry picking app, or the GigU app itself is only available at the moment for Android. But this profit calculator and the cherry picking game that we're going to talk about in a minute is both for Android and iOS. So don't make an excuse because you have an iOS saying, it doesn't work. It works. You need to go to this link and put your numbers in. Be honest with yourselves, everyone.
Exactly. And on top of that, it's totally free. Okay.
It's totally free. Yep.
All right. So shall we start?
Yeah. Well, let's go, man.
All right. So start your diagnosis. So Sergio, let me know about your car status. You own it, finance, or rent it?
Own the car.
Okay. What's the car brand?
Kia.
Kia. All right. Kia. Right. Car model.
Seltos. Seltos.
Oh, Seltos. Oh, I don't think we have that one here. Maybe.
Okay. Well,
should we go to another one, like Sorrento?
Okay. Well, let's go with another car. Let's go with another Kia, but let's go with a Forte.
Okay. Four.
So put Seltos in there but it's a newer model. That's why it's probably not in there.
Oh, right. So yeah, but I don't have that one yet.
You don't have. What do you have in there?
Yeah, for Kia we have like Forte. Yeah, we do have Forte. Yeah.
Yeah, Kia Forte. Okay.
Okay. The car year?
2023.
2023. All right. License plate is optional, so I just put like XXX.
Just put XXX.
Yeah. So next, so we have the work. So hours per day, days per week.
Okay, so let's put in 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day.
20 hours a week.
No, days per week. So how many days per week?
Then 5 days a week.
5 days a week, and you work 4 hours per day, right?
Yes. So I'm a part-time driver.
All right. So we're part-time driver. So miles per day.
We're gonna just fill it in. We're just demonstrating it for you, but let's go with 150 miles.
150 miles. Okay.
That's probably too high, but let's go with that.
Yeah,
a bit high, but a bit high, but so let's say your weekly average earning is about what, and it's included all apps and private rides as well.
Okay. I'm gonna go weekly average earnings of give me. Let me just figure this out.
Yeah, I have to be honest.
$650.
650.
Yeah.
Okay.
650, not 1600.
Yes, 650, right? Not $6.50.
Sorry. Can you cut it for me?
650.
650.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So there's already. Just go back, please, Thiago.
Yeah.
So your earning per mile is $0.9.
Yeah.
And your earnings per hour is 32.5. So that's already a very helpful information for you to know.
Right. So it automatically calculated because I put in 150 miles and 650 in gross earnings. It took it and divided by the 20 hours, and it took it divided by the miles. And that's how I came up with 90 cents a mile and 32.50 an hour.
Exactly. So let's talk about
profit
fuel.
yet, but it's your gross earnings, right?
So let's talk about fuel. So fuel type is gasoline, right?
Absolutely.
So fuel economy, About what?
I would say 32 miles per gallon.
32, and the price per gallon, of course, depends on the
$4
state
a
where you
gallon.
are. Okay, forced. It's a bit high.
It is $4 a gallon. I just bought it.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
four is
yeah. I
pretty
know.
cheap, actually.
But actually, from the states is like 350, right?
Well, so that's why everybody's numbers are going to differ. Everybody's car is
Exactly.
different. Everybody's weekly driving is different. Everybody's gas mileage is different, and all that stuff.
Exactly, and that's the important
I
part
just
of it.
filled up
It's
to
totally
259.
customizable. Okay, so this gives you your fuel cost per mile, okay, and your weekly fuel cost.
There you go, folks.
So next, the rest of your expenses. So let's just say maintenance, about what? Per month?
Let's go with if we do 600 miles, then about $50 a week.
$50 a week.
$50 a week. Yeah,
Which-
$50 a week.
Yeah, which gives you like $200 per month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also put 50 and how often you can put per week if you want to.
Yeah, so if you want to put like $50, as you said, and just put per week, that's okay as well. So insurance per month, or I don't know.
Insurance per month is $220, so $55 a week.
Okay, so if you want to say like just per month, I'll just put 220 per month.
Yeah.
Taxes and fees.
We don't pay any taxes as rideshare drivers because we take the 74 cents a mile deduction, but 15% is what I would think of off the top of the head as an independent contractor. So let's go with $90.
$90 per
week.
Per week, right?
Okay. Yeah, 15% of the 15% of the 650.
Okay.
Okay.
So the car wash.
Okay, $10 a week. I have a subscription for $50 a month. So
okay, and if you do want to add any custom costs, let's just say phone bill, like you can add it. Let's just say you have like, I don't know,
unlimited data. It would run me probably $15 a week.
$15 a week.
Yes.
Okay.
$60.
And you can keep adding custom costs as many as you wish.
Right.
But let's just say you have this one here, phone bill, and that's it. Right. So now you have the total cost per mile and the total weekly costs. Okay. This is apart from the fuel. So just have to press finish. This will give you like the signing page. So I just put my email, for example. So you have to send a code for your email and you have to confirm the code. I'll just grab my phone here. So 749948. Okay, just put verify, and here comes the magic. So now we give you the weekly net profit. So you gave me your weekly average earnings, right? Yep. 650. Yep. So you subtract $30, $300 from it. Yep. So it gives you this value per week, and it will give you the profit per mile. So this is what you're really profiting per mile, and profit per hour as well. So this is like really important for you to understand how much you're actually earning per hour and
net,
per mile.
Right? That's my net.
Exactly.
Yep.
And this is your daily goals.
And the profit is your salary. So the profit per hour is what, for example, you should compare with what people are paying per hour. But just you are a part-time. So usually part-time drivers do have a higher expense because you're working less and your fixed costs are higher. So you're not diluting your fixed costs more than, for example, a full-time driver would have.
Right. Well, the other thing is, on the first page, it threw in, when I put the 650 gross, it threw in $32.50 per hour. So what I want you guys to understand, depending on your car, depending on your individual costs, I dropped from $32.50 down to $17 because that's how much my costs are. That's why we keep telling you guys, do not do rideshare with a newer car, because your costs are going to be much, much, much higher than what it should be. Okay. So basically I'm working for, and actually that number is funny. LA minimum wage, by the way, is $17 an hour, folks. So I'm working for exactly minimum wage net though. Net.
Exactly.
Now, I put in numbers that probably are a little high because I no way in 4 hours I drive 150 miles, but I'll just for demonstration purposes, so you guys understand, this is factoring in your cost, deducting it from your gross, and it's giving you a net number. For
Exactly.
everyone, this is going to be different. Okay,
Exactly.
and put in your numbers.
So
See what you guys are going to
yeah,
get.
and you also have all your cost breakdown. So how much you're really spending in your car. So like in fuel, insurance, phone bill, etc. So you have the cost per mile and the cost per hour here as well, and the work information that you gave on the first pages. So like 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, 150 miles per day on gas, paid off car. So this
Yep.
gives you all the screenshot of your business, your small business.
Yep.
And if you want to earn more, here comes the magic. All right, guys. So set your earning goals. So now you have 130 per day. Okay. So let's just say you want to earn like, I don't know, 20% more.
Yep.
So it gives you like 156, right?
Yep.
And inside the cherry picking app, okay, which is GigU, you have the earnings per hour and earnings per mile. And this is where you put inside the GigU app, the cherry picking, your value to good and a value to avoid, as well as earnings per mile, good and avoid. Okay.
Yeah.
And this will guarantee you just to pick up the best rides, what makes sense for you and your costs. So you can profit this 20%. So this is totally customizable. So let's say you want to earn 30%, 35% more.
Okay.
It gives you 120. 120 and 0.9.
Okay, so basically, once you get your results from the profit calculator, right? This is going to the next step. So now, if you have the GigU app, which you should, right? Then you can go into the app and set your filters, because there was a question that says, well, what are you setting your filters at and things like that, right? So then you can go set your filters according to what you saw with your profit calculator, and then so that your earnings will automatically go higher because it will only give you the trips that fit that criteria. So
exactly, and depends on your workload, your car, how many days you work. So this is like totally customizable, and that's why you should use the profit calculator. It's a free tool, works on iOS, and with that, if you have an Android, you just download GigU app and put this information on the GigU app, and it guarantees you to pick up the best rides, what makes sense for you. And that's why this tool is really important. You have like the demonstration video to download the app for Android. So that's about it.
okay,
if you want to
is the link, because somebody was asking where's the link? Are the links in the show notes, Chris? Right?
Yep.
Okay, so the link
so
for the profit.
Yeah, if you want to see your profits and where your expenses are when it comes to it, and if you're making any money or not, definitely check out the link in the description below and fill in the information that is honest and truthful. Because if you're just coming up with numbers and you're doing roundabouts, it's not going to give you the actual picture. But if you actually take the time to figure out, if you don't know some of those expenses and that, take the time, figure it out, and you will have how much you actually are making and how much you're netting. That's one of the most important things to figure out is what you're netting.
There's a quick question here, which I want to hit. Mike Smith says, how is this calculator accounting for dead time? You're going to put your hours in. I will personally, when I said 20, that's how many hours I'm out there. That means online hours. You can choose to put in your active hours. You can choose to put in your online hours. A lot of drivers put it, figure it out, whatever metric they want to use. I use online hours, and I'm just going to go with that. But the app doesn't have to account for that. You account for that. You put your hours in. If you put 20, and if you earn $600, and you can do this every day, by the way, you don't have to just set it and forget it. Day to day, your earnings are going to change. I would recommend people going back, because if you do this once and you're stuck with it, and then Uber God's algorithms throw you a good day, and then you should go in and input your numbers again to see where you are. Because, we're going to show you guys my Boston Ironman's numbers. I mean, he pulled in a monster day. If I put those numbers, he literally earned what I earned in 4 days in LA in one single day with a driving excellent standard. So his numbers are going to look ridiculous, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys.
And also, if I might ask, You go on, Pedro.
There's one more use case that I see people using, which is simulating other cars. So, like for example,
Exactly.
if you want to buy, not editing, but you can close it, Thiago. You can just
Yeah,
close it.
you can close it and do
Yeah.
like I do have like in my account, I do have like several cars tested.
Yeah. So you can, for example, simulate. Okay, I want to buy an electric car and I want to finance it. How would that affect my profits? Would that be a good investment to make? So you can simulate a lot of cars. You can do it for your friends, for another person that is a driver that wants more information. So you can make a lot of simulations over there, like Thiago just did. And
Yeah,
there's
I
no
think
more
that's a
need
great
to.
idea. Yeah, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that. I think that's a fantastic idea. Let's say your car's on its last legs. You're looking to buy a new car, not new car. No new car. Another car to continue ride sharing. Put the inputs, put the parameters of that car you're thinking of getting, and then you move on, and then you'll see what types of chips you should accept with the help of GigU app to fit your parameters for that car. So that's a good idea. The one last thing I want to mention about the GigU app, I received an email from a driver in a state that has minimum guarantees. Okay, and so if you're in Massachusetts, if you are in New York, and this driver was in New York State, if you're in Minneapolis, if you're in California, we have these propositions in our states. So what you can do, you can actually utilize the GigU app, because what these apps do is they feed you trips that are under the threshold, because they hold your money for 2 weeks and then give it to you as a top off 2 weeks later. So if you don't want to play their game, what you do is you set your limits right at their parameters, and then the GigU app will on. So there is no more, they keep your money for 2 weeks and then they'll top you off 2 weeks later after they float your money. So you could use the GigU app for that as well, which I think I hadn't thought about that either, which I think is a really, really valid tool.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no more need for drivers not to use data on their side. Every driver should be data driven, not driving without data. So there's no more excuse.
Yep, data is power. You got to use your own data, and then be honest with yourselves, folks. I mean, put your numbers in. It's going to spit out a number. Now you're going to figure out what your profits are. You're out there for profits. I know some of you are out there for retirement purposes and whatever not, but even we're out there to make money. I'm not buying that we're out there to socialize. So I'm not anyway. But so please go to the show notes during the show. You can do it. Just click more. You'll see both links, right? Let's quickly hit upon the game, right?
Yeah, I'll bring it up the game real quick. Pedro, if you want to talk just a little bit about the game, the idea for it, and
this is also for iOS, and I think Pedro left. I think this is also for iOS and Android as well.
Exactly.
I'm going to play the game, and I'm going to screen record. Thiago says it's really difficult, so we'll see how it goes. I take his word for it, but it's a fun tool. It's an RSG exclusive, by the way. Nobody else has the game. All right, let's play the game.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just showcase the game real quick. So earning or paying to work, a day in the life of a rideshare driver. So this is like the storytelling about the game. So Charles, the rideshare driver, has 8 hours to make 200 net to pay his overdue bill. So basically the idea is just like Tinder. So you have like swipe right or swipe left to accept or decline the trip. But the thing is, you have only 5 seconds to decide if it's worth it. Okay. And within the first 5 rides, we'll teach you how to evaluate the ride offers. And with the GigU help, this Smart Copilot will tell you if the ride is worth it or not. But that's just the tutorial, and for 5 trips. Okay, so like for this one here, the green rating says yes, so just put yes. This no, reject. This is yes, so like just do the math. The GigU just automatically gives you the clue. So just keep grinding. So now to start a real game, you don't have GigU help.
Hold on a second. So the tutorial is, so you still have to do some math in your head, right?
Yeah, but GigU gives you like the color grading system, green or red, if it's worth it or not. But now
Well,
without GigU, you have to decide by your own.
Okay, I'm gonna enjoy this game. Yeah, I'm probably play it for like 18 hours and throw my phone into the pool. That's what's
And
gonna happen.
and everyone that is watching the live right now, I really bet you guys to challenge you guys to beat the game and help Charles, because it's really difficult. Of course, we know that you guys don't have actually 5 seconds to decide, but imagine yourself like driving, dropping off the passengers, watching the traffic, and at the end you do have like about 5 to 6 seconds to decide the trip. So it's basically that's the life of the drivers right now.
Oh, did you guys set it at 5 seconds?
Yeah, we do have like,
Oh,
so if you
shit.
don't put the 5 seconds, you just automatically declines the trip. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just start right now.
Oh, that's a take. No, yeah, I'll take that one. That's a decline.
Decline. Okay.
Yeah. That's $30 an hour. I'll take it.
Oh, time's up.
Too late.
Decline.
Decline. Right. You have to be real quick.
So decline.
Okay.
Take.
Take. All right. Good.
That's on the right one. I'll take it.
Oh, no worries.
That's okay. I'm desperate. That's decline. That's opportunity cost right there.
Yeah.
I'll definitely take.
Oh shit! No, sorry.
Bro, come on, man. Help me out here. I'm focusing. Decline. Oh my God. Thiago. Okay, folks, I'm gonna play this game. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this game. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Just keep accepting everything.
Okay, this one decline for sure. Decline, bro. It's like 70 minutes. 15, 8, 88, 40, 30. Take.
I'll just accept everyone here just so you can understand. Like,
okay, we'll finish the game. How many trips are you showing, by the way?
Depends on how much you're actually accepting, because you have to accept the trip. Like, let's say 26 minutes. This one here total. Okay. It consumes the total time of 80 hours of work.
Oh, okay.
So it just keeps consuming your workload. Sorry. So let's just say you just accept every trip, and
so that the parameters is set for 80 hours a week.
8 hours a day. Yeah,
8 hours a day.
8 hours a day. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I will definitely play the game.
This is great to show you. This is a great way to show the difference between the people who accept everything, and then you can kind of see the breakdown there, and then the ones who are cherry picking and see the difference between what your expected earnings are when it comes to that.
Exactly. You won't be able to win the game if you don't cherry pick.
Yeah,
and that's just like real life.
That's the hint.
It's impossible. You have to cherry pick.
There is a website link. Okay, there's a good idea for you guys here. Check this out. Why not have a website link in the GigU app? There you go. Free advice.
Yep, in the GigU.
Yeah.
And Matt
we'll put it in.
It's in the show notes, Matt. In the show notes.
Description, Matt. Description. And Matt, you know what I want you to do? I want you to record you playing the game too and seeing what you would do.
Oh, I'll be cussing right through this.
That's what I want to see.
I'll be cussing right through this game for sure. I'll be like, what? And how many trips are you showing, by the way, during the game? How many trips?
It depends.
It's a lot.
A lot?
Yeah,
okay. So I really have to focus for like 5-10 minutes. Oh, damn.
You can get a trip that will take you 1.5 hours, so you're already consuming almost a lot of the 8 hours. And if you keep rejecting, also it does shave off a little bit of the time.
Okay.
But you have to be really selective and do the math.
Okay.
On those 5 seconds, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll play the game. I'll record it and then post it. So, all right, folks, let's summarize because we kept them on more than we need to keep them on, but time flies. So, number one, seriously, I want to sum up this. This profit calculator must be used. Okay. It tells you the true story of what's happening. By the way, how do EV drive? Well, you have a place for EV, right?
Yeah, it's electric.
Okay. One, you have to do that. It's really shows you. It's you looking into the mirror. And I've been doing this all this time. Have I been really profitable? Because outside a few handful of drivers that I personally know who are spreadsheet addicts, right? Nobody. They just kind of put it in their head. I put 20 gas in today. I'll change this, that. Folks, just free. It's free. Go do it. Okay. And I really think it'll just tell you the story of your rideshare career, where you are.
Exactly.
So, David, yep.
All right.
Anything else, guys? Anything else to finish?
Well, I think that's it. I mean, I just want to say, like, the profit calculator, it's about know your numbers, and cherry picking games, just practicing your choices and like spreading the word of cherry picking. And together they train, empower, and like protect drivers from algorithm traps and unprofitable decisions. So I think together it's really cool to share with your friends and drivers to spread this word.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for coming on. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
You guys will see the victory on that game.
I want to see that.
I'll
Thank you,
challenge
guys.
you.
Oh, you will. You will. Actually, after the show, I'm going to go mess around with it for a couple hours. Probably. You know, I'll be at a restaurant playing the game, and then I'll be like screaming, and people will be looking at me like, "What's wrong?" Yeah, I'm
All right, guys.
definitely
It was,
doing it. All right,
a
thank you,
pleasure,
guys.
Chris. Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Chris.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Sergio.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
You
So
gonna play
that
the game,
is
bro?
the-
You gonna play the game?
oh my God. Yeah. Like I said, it's going to be one of those motherfuckers.
I'll be like, mother.
Like, I got only 5 seconds. I'm trying to think here. But
You know,
yeah, no.
all I did was like I was looking at the dollar and adding the times, and then I was just going yes or no. That's it. I wasn't even looking at mileage, but now I will start looking at mileage as well.
Yep. One of the things doing with that game is what's nice is, you know, restarting it, and as you continue doing it over and over and over again, that's going to spill into what you are doing when you're out on the road, actually taking trips as well. So when your real trips actually come in, you're going to be able to be much better trained to look at it in 5 seconds, because that's all you have on the game. So it's actually training you better because of that, especially for our iPhone users out there. Us iPhone users don't have the GigU app because you know, it's a little more restrictive on iOS, but at least that can get you into a little bit better of a situation. Same thing with the profit calculator, knowing your numbers. We've always preached that here, is knowing your numbers, whether you're profitable or not, whether a ride is coming in that's profitable or not, whether you should accept it or not. Those types of things, if you don't have your numbers to start with, you don't know what numbers to take. So this is a great little tool for it. So go in there, check it out, and see what your costs actually are.
The fact that the game is available on iOS and Android, and the fact that the profit calculator is available on both, eliminates a lot of the issues, because the GigU app itself is only available on Android. 1. 2, for all the iOS users who complain, well, I have an iOS, I can't put the GigU app in the phone. Why don't you play the game? Let's see what you're taking, and so retrain your brain in becoming a little bit more of a profitable driver. And then when you do see the actual pings coming through, right? I mean, it has some merit. It really does have some merit, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's I think the profit calculator though is probably the best thing. I mean, the cherry picking game is going to be fun.
It's fun.
It's a little rideshare game for everybody, but the profit calculator I think is going to be better, because it's actually going to show you your true profits and if you're profitable or not, and kind of give you the idea: is this worth pursuing, or is something else worth pursuing? So
and if your
that's
car,
definitely...
if you, by the way, like my Celtos was not in there, if your car is not in there, email me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. I'll shoot them an email saying, you know, add the car to the list, because I know the list is pretty extensive, but it happens to be that my car is not in there. It's a brand new model, or relatively new model, I guess. So we can take care of it that way as well.
Yep. All right. With that being said, let's go to behind the wheel. Sergio, you got a new idea for behind the wheel too.
Yes. So we are not rebranding behind the wheel. I love behind the wheel. So what we're doing going forward, to get more of you to show up, show your faces, and tell your story, this is what we're doing. First of all, email me if you want to be on the show, Sergio at therideshareguy.com, like it says right there. Number 2, these were all drivers, their experiences and things like that, how they're doing in their city, what they're doing, tricks, tips, things like that, right? Number one, you don't have to be a cherry picker shit. You don't have to be a veteran or a newbie to be on behind the wheel. There is no threshold or a distinction. What we're going to do now going forward is we're going to include, we have 3 versions of behind the wheel now. One, so that means I should have like people coming out of the woodworks, Chris, line them up. One, you want to talk about your rideshare experience, strictly rideshare experience, earnings, complain, whatever the heck you're going to do. 2, you're going to talk about your wildest trips, whatever you've seen in your car, your craziest shit you experienced driving Uber and Lyft. Or we can do a hybrid version, talk a little bit about your rideshare experience, and then finish behind the wheel episode with your craziest experiences. Okay? So email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. That's what we're doing going forward with behind the wheel. We have 3 versions: rideshare only, hybrid, or craziest stories. You tell me, email me saying, Serge, I have 3 ridiculously crazy stories I want to share with the audience. Come on down. So email me. There we go.
Right. Car show was good. Thanks, Julio. Yes. So if anybody watched yesterday's video, I was walking down in East Aurora, which is they had their big car show going down Main Street. So it was like I don't know, probably like a half mile worth of cars lined up on Main Street. It was pretty nice.
Yep.
A lot of different kinds as well. So, all right. With that being said, though, let's move on to our first topic, and that is Uber and Lyft is trying to lower the commercial insurance coverage.
Yeah, they are in California. I think this is going to go to Florida as well, because those are the 2 states with the highest commercial insurance coverage, where Uber and Lyft complain about their coverage going through the roof. In fact, we had Jeremy Bird on from Lyft. He said before even a driver in LA or in basically in California gets in the car, their cost is $8. I'm going like, come on, man. I'm not buying that, but especially with the hocus pocus 70-30 thing. So there is a bill. Now, this is public information. Uber had said that they're going to spend $20 million in California specifically to lobby for lowering the insurance costs. So they said that they could pass it on to the riders, Chris. That's what they said, that we can lower the fares for riders because the riders are paying for commercial insurance. But the riders don't know that, and riders don't know how Uber and Lyft calculate those external expenses either. But let's stick with SB 371. Refers to several distinct legislative bills depending on the year and state. The most recent California SB 371 would reduce, folks, be ready for this. It's going to happen because it's getting a lot of traction. Reduce uninsured and underinsured UM and UIM insurance requirements for transportation network companies, TNCs. That is Uber and Lyft said in a fancy way, TNC. Potentially decreasing coverage from 1 million to 50,000 per person and 100,000 per incident. The other thing Uber and Lyft complain about is that there is a cottage industry of ambulance chasers. That's why commercial insurance rates are going through the roof. Maybe I have this to say to Uber. Hey, Uber, maybe you shouldn't hire everybody off the street with their shitty cars and not being able to read GPS and going hitting everything that they see. But then since you have 75% turnover, that's probably the reason, because I'm thinking the more supply you put on the street, the more chances of getting in crashes. I'm not sure. That's what I think has something related with that.
Well, partially, but the problem also is uninsured motorists. And we all know who the uninsured motorists are. And so they're driving around without insurance, getting in accidents, and that's also what's driving up the costs of everything. So I can see it from a little bit on their end, but also just in general. So personal insurance, is going up because of the uninsured motorist. Yes, there is a lot to do with ambulance chasers and the people going for deep pockets, like the lawyers and that. That is all entwined. But yes, when it comes to uninsured motorists, that's exactly what it comes down to, is people who are driving around, driving like morons, getting in an accident. Look at what happened in Florida. I mean, case in point.
Well, so
So-
look, I'm not sure. Look, I'm a skeptic at best. When Uber tells me that rider fares are going to go down if commercial insurance rates go down, I'm thinking riders' fare are not going to go down as much as they save on the commercial insurance rates by lowering the and UIM to 50 and 100. I think they're just going to make more money, Chris. That's what I think they're going to do. They may lower it a little bit, maybe 5% or so, but then since we don't know what's in that external expenses and how commercial insurance rates are calculated, right, in those expenses, we don't know. So California 2000, so subject, transportation network companies, insurance coverage. This is happening, folks. So Uber is lobbying heavily, Lyft is lobbying heavily to pass this thing, okay? The bill aims to reduce, it says, the bill aims to reduce the required uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage for TNCs. And now there was a good question. Actually, I was on Spaces with Coast to Coast yesterday for maybe 10 minutes. Somebody asked a question, okay, if the coverage is lowered from 1 million to these two numbers, are the lawyers who are suing Uber and Lyft because they're the cash cow, supposedly, like with $1 million policy, could they go after the driver? Good question. I don't know. I'll ask that to Uber. The only good thing about this is that it requires a study by the California Public Utilities Commission and the Department of Insurance on the impacts of these coverage changes. In fact, I am going to be meeting with the CPUC on September 11th and talk about this subject, because I think those numbers, the reduction of those numbers to those levels is too drastic. And the key question for me is the driver on the hook? Because of those lower thresholds or lower coverage, numbers, can the driver be sued separately? Which I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe some of you know, but I don't. And I'm going to find that out because we're already on the hook for enough.
The reality is anybody can sue anybody at any time.
Yes.
So drivers, you are not protected in any way. The reason why they don't come after you is because you got small pockets compared to big pockets over there. So that's why they're going after Uber and not after the driver.
Yes.
In a circumstance where it lowers that much, they might try to expand it to reach the amount of money that they could potentially get by going after the driver, which would now bring into question, should you have an LLC for asset protection if you have assets and things like that. So it will keep you protected in the event that something happens like that. So these are all questions that will come up that will have to be answered. And it's just starting to think about at that point now, whether that happens or not. But yes, drivers could absolutely get sued and have been sued before. But the thing is, when it comes down to the reality, they're not going to go after the driver right now because the driver probably doesn't have anything to pay out compared to Uber or Lyft, because they're a much bigger company and they have billions in market share and all that good stuff. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so I take Daniel's word for it. I think he's extremely knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff. Daniel says this limits what the driver could get paid if they are hit by an uninsured motorist. Bad for drivers. Well, there you go. So we'll see. I will find out more about this, but this is definitely on track to pass SB 371. Okay, and once this passes, then they have a precedent to push it in other states where Uber and Lyft complain about extremely high commercial insurance rates. And second one probably will be Florida, but we'll see.
Yep. Absolutely. We'll keep you posted on everything as well, too. And if you got more questions, obviously hit up Sergio at therideshareguy.com. He might not know the answers though yet. So yeah, just be wary. That's all. That's it.
Absolutely.
Right now. All right. With that being said, let's move on to our next topic. And this is Ride Finder. There's a secret behind Ride Finder. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Well, I
So
got this email. It's interesting, right? I didn't know about this. So I got this email from a driver. It says, "Hey, Sergio, maybe this is common knowledge." Well, it wasn't common knowledge to me, sir. But now it is, I guess. So we're sharing this email with you guys. Hey, Sergio, maybe this is common knowledge, but it's new to me. Well, sir, it was new to me until you read your email. So it proves that I read every damn email. And if it's worthy, we'll put it up. I just found out that Lyft may notify you on Ride Finder about a ride, even if the rider is just pricing the ride and hasn't actually called for a ride. Now, this is making sense to me, why every time I go match, it says no match. So let's continue with what this driver found out. I had one come up on the Ride Finder and passed on it. Did note the rider's name, though. Then the ride came to me on Uber, and I accepted. Same name, same ride. When I picked him up, I joked that I should have accepted this Lyft request, his Lyft request, because it was $1 more than Uber's. He chuckled and said, to be fair, I never actually hit the button to authorize the Lyft ride. Maybe that explains why I have such crappy luck with request match on Lyft. Anyway, not sure if it would actually help anyone. I think it will. And maybe you already know about it. No, I didn't know about it. But none of my friend drivers were aware of it. Well, cheers. Cheers to you, sir. What a good find. What do you say about this, Chris? That when I'm just entering my address in as a rider, Lyft is popping that up on the Ride Finder screen.
It makes sense that they would, because they want to make sure that they are right there with the ride saying, oh, we got a driver that's going to be, right there 3 minutes away. Uber's going to be 7 minutes away. So just go with us.
Yeah, I think this is it's a great find. I didn't ask this to Lyft yet because I'm sure they're watching, but I'm just thinking, why would they do that though? Why would they do that? Why would they show on Trip Finder, fully well knowing that the driver is going to take her eye off the road and click on it, fully well knowing it's not going to get matched because there is no ride ordered? Why would they do that? That's unsafe, I think.
Do you think they care? I mean,
yeah, they cared. They raised the fares, the maximum fares. They went, look, they care.
That this is what they care about. They care about the rider coming on the platform, spending the money. And how do they do that? By making sure that the ride is already matched with somebody. So then, remember spinner times, what we're talking about?
Yeah.
If a ride comes in, let's show it to 10, 15, 20 people, how many ever it actually shows to when it comes to Trip Radar or Ride Finder, because it's not every driver in the area. It's a big section of drivers that are within that area. So then that way they can make sure, hey, perfect. We have somebody who's going to accept the ride. So if they actually follow through, their spinner time is next to 0. They're already matched with the driver, probably just about to be en route. Honestly, it's a smart idea from them. I mean, who else would have thought about it? This came out by a simple conversation by a joke saying, oh, I should have taken the Lyft side because it was $1 more instead. And the guy kind of spilled beans. Oh, I never actually went through with the ride. I was just pricing it out. So it actually shows you. So yeah, if that's actually what they're doing, it's kind of smart because it reduces those spinner times because you're putting it into 20 people. And that means you can do a race to the bottom too. So you can get that driver who is going to accept it for a little bit lower than the 15 or 20 other drivers that are out looking at the same exact ride at the same moment, so whether that ride comes in or not.
Actually, you're right, because then you put that out while the rider is putting the address in, you shop it out, right? And then the rider actually orders the trip, and then you shop, and then you send them an exclusive for lower. Damn.
You could do that. I mean, how many times have we said on Matt's corner? We had that with the Ride Finder, or it came in lower.
Yeah, so, you know what? This is what happens. The community comes up with this shit, and then we uncover these things. I always mistrip. Yeah. There you go. See what I mean? I always mistrip match and says it's no longer available. Only again, other match it was for 20 reduction. Yeah, there you go.
So what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is tell every single person you know not to accept a trip finder or ride finder on Lyft at all. Because if no one's accepting it, that ride can't come in lower. Because you said you were going to accept it, so we got you in the queue. there's 3 drivers that we can send it to as an accept, but we're going to drop it 20%. We're going to drop it 10%, whatever it might be, from the actual ride finder. So yeah, why not?
So
Just
that's
accept the ride.
actually perfect. That's like fishing. You just put the bait in the ocean, right? And then you go three drivers click on it. So to those three drivers, you can lower the exclusive ping and send them to them at a lower fee.
Here's the problem though with it.
Brilliant.
If drivers are smart, that is a bait and switch tactic.
Christ.
That is bait and switch.
Yeah.
So the problem is if you start understanding the game, now you can bend the rules. So the problem is you have to get all the other drivers on board by saying, we can look at the rate, we can look at the ride finder, but we're not going to touch the ride finder because now we're going to actually get a pay decrease if they're going to send it our way exclusively.
That's
so
true.
How about we just look at it? We look at it. Nobody accepts it. Maybe the ride actually goes through. Maybe it doesn't. It goes into oblivion or whatever. Or if the ride actually is completed and looked at, well, then, you actually get the same request coming in, but maybe it's at the same or a little bit higher than what the ride finder shows.
You know what? This is a great find, sir. Thank you for sending it. And I read it and we put it up. So folks, when you do see a ride finder, it may or may not exist. And most people in the chat are saying, I never get matched. Well, there you go. Maybe this is the reason.
It does exist. That is the person who is opening up their app, pricing the ride right now.
Mhm.
And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to try to test this. I'm going to turn my app on.
Have
I'm going to have my wife look at a ride, see if that pops up. And then that way I can actually see. I'll have her order the ride.
Damn.
And then if it comes to me, I'll know if it's what the ride finder price is. I'll know what the exclusive price is. And then that way we can figure it out. And then she can just cancel the ride.
Yeah. The brilliant Lyft. You guys are catching up to Uber in the shady categories. It's brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you.
Again, I'd love to be the fly on that wall in the boardroom.
Oh, we're gonna have a fly. We're gonna have a fly today. I have a surprise for you.
More.
I have a surprise for you today. We'll have a fly on the wall moment coming up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't even know it. Yeah, we have one coming up.
I don't. What the hell?
No, you don't know.
All right.
Well, let's wait with everybody else.
All right. Well, either way, the biggest thing I think that we can take away from this to kind of learn, explain it to other drivers in your area too. Ride finder, look, don't touch.
Okay. There you go.
Wait for the exclusive to come in, because if that's what they're doing, I unfortunately it's going to be really hard to prove unless I do something like that with my wife. You do something with your wife. You do something with friends or something where you're able to actually do sit down and do that. Figure it out that way. But yeah, if that is what they're doing, look, don't touch.
Yeah.
Wait till the exclusive comes in.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. This is how we uncover things. People just are on the lookout and just coincidence of coincidences, and then yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah.
Yep. All right, let's move on though. Let's talk about Uber's lying about cancellations to riders. Talk about a gaslighting moment right here.
There was an article on Business Insider with Alex, a very good friend of driver community, by the way. We have 2 articles coming up on Business Insider for cash chips and Lyft Hocus Pocus 70/30. I had a really good conversation with Alex, and then hopefully those will be out sometime soon. So this is about the riders canceling. Okay, here's how canceling an Uber ride affects, but that's not the point. The point is, it's going to come up on the second screenshot. Not yet. Here's how canceling an Uber ride affects your rating. If you do, right, as a rider, as we know, you have 2 minutes to cancel. Although the driver may be driving towards you. He may be on the freeway accepting, going 70 in your direction, and he accepts the trip. He's coming towards you. In 2 minutes, you can drive a lot, actually, Chris. That's why I highly recommend that you don't do long pickups, guys, because the chances of that trip getting canceled within 2 minutes by the rider, because when they see you on the map that you're so far away, they're going to cancel it, and then those miles are on you, their expenses are going to be higher. So Nate Galisic, an Uber rider in Atlanta, said he frequently cancels He said he frequently cancels rides once he sees that he's been matched with a human driver. Here's an a-hole right there. He doesn't like human drivers. Well, we don't like you either, Nate. He has used the method to improve his chance of being matched with one of the Waymo's driverless cars that Uber has been using in the city since June. What do you say to this guy?
I say he should be the first person. He's probably already got his ticket to go in the pod and eat the bugs.
Fucking guy. Anyway, so in some cases, okay, this is what Uber said to on its website. This is what Uber says. Let's see if you guys agree or disagree with this comment. In some cases, your cancellation fees will be based on how far the driver has already driven. Huh? There's a flat cancellation fee, Uber. 1, 2.
No. To you and I and all the drivers, there's a flat cancellation fee. To the passenger, there is not.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought there was a flat cancellation fee for the rider too. $6.
That's dynamic. No, they did that a while ago. This is
did they? When did they do that?
Yeah. Oh, a couple of years ago. It's dynamic.
No way.
So Uber makes more on cancellations than they do. And you know, if they're going to take all these things into account as well, if you start driving there, guess what? It's your gas, your time, your money, your wasted effort, and guess who's getting paid for it? Not you, Uber.
Oh, I didn't know that. I swear to God. Are you sure about this? I didn't know about this.
Yep.
Okay,
yeah, I remember. I remember seeing that a while ago. How that was being
I did
changed.
not know about this.
With
Anyway,
one of the cancel updates.
Okay, I'll ask Uber directly. In some cases, your cancellation fees will be based. Okay, so I take your word for it. Be based on how far the driver has already driven, how long it took the driver to arrive at your pickup location. Uber, we get the flat fee. What are you talking about? I mean, seriously, this is a lie, flat out. In some cases, your cancellation fees to the rider will be based on how far the driver has already driven, how long it took the driver to arrive at your pickup location, and the time your driver has been waiting. What? Uber says on its website, these fees pay earners for the time and effort they spend getting you to your location.
Yep.
I'll tell you about that.
That is exactly what they send them. And again, because it's dynamically priced, the only way you get a little bit higher of a cancellation fee is if you're sitting there waiting and the wait time occurs.
I get that. But no,
so that's the only time it changes. When it comes to what the passenger has to pay for a cancellation is based on those factors. It's dynamically changed based on the passenger side, not necessarily on the driver's side, which means guess who collects that little bit of gap there?
I need to look into this. So you're saying that the driver cancellation fee is not a flat $275?
No.
So that changes as not the rider, the driver.
No. The drivers get the flat cancellation fee. If I'm
getting confused.
Hold on.
I'm getting confused. I ordered a trip. 2.5 minutes later, I canceled. You're the driver. I'm the rider. What am I getting charged? We don't know. Dynamic, right?
Yeah, dynamic. Driver.
And what are you getting paid? What are you getting paid?
Driver within that time frame is not going to get shit.
No. I canceled 2.5 minutes, not 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. So I get dinged.
Well, you're supposed to get your cancellation rate, whatever the flat fee is. But here's the thing. So the only time it changes for the driver on a cancellation fee is when you are at the address, the pickup address, and the timer actually hits the time where it's going to accrue added money. That's the only time it changes from the flat rate. Other than that, it's completely dynamic on all of those factors on what the passenger has to pay.
I need to look into this.
You might get paid $3.46. The passenger might have to pay $14.55. And guess what? Who pockets the rest?
Okay. I'll have to look into that. Because I was thinking it's a flat 6 for the rider and flat $275 for the driver.
Not flat rate. It's dynamic.
Okay.
I think there's a threshold though, so it has to. It's one of those things where it's like it's not if you've driven 3 miles or something. I, I honestly I don't know. I don't think it hits until it hits a certain point, and then like the calculator starts adding the fees up. I
Well,
don't know if it's like from the moment the wheels start turning. I don't know. I have no idea on that. I know that the passenger gets ripped on some of these because the cancellation fee can be drastically different, and that explains
okay.
why.
Well, I think Uber and Lyft are a little different, but I will find that out. I'll find out how because to the rider saying this, that these fees pay earners for the time and effort they spend getting to your location. If it's a flat fee and on the rider end is dynamic, the rider doesn't know that. Like rider just get charged $7 and Uber can say, it's the same thing, upfront fares, right? So we can charge you as much as we want on the back end, even for cancellations, but we're just going to pay a flat fee to the driver. I will have to figure this out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
And it might actually change too, based on if the driver got to the pickup location. Because if you canceled beforehand, and let's say it was let's say it was a 5 mile to pick up. No, let's say it was longer. Let's say it was a 12 or 15 mile to pick up, and it was 20 minutes within that time frame they expect. So let's say you go 10 minutes and the majority of it's on a highway. You're going 70. You've already traveled 7-10 miles at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if they're calculating that into it, you just get paid that flat fee, even though you've spent, how much distance you've already gone. That's all wear and tear on your car, wasted effort, wasted time, all that. So you're getting that little base fee. They're collecting whatever on top of it. Yeah, it's just like it's just like surge. You get the flat rate surge, and they get the dynamic on the passenger side.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right, we'll look into it. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Quite crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
love how at the end too they're like these fees pay earners. Like just put in the fucking driver, man.
Yeah, why should even Uber take any penny out of that cancellation fee at all?
Because they found a way to squeeze drivers and riders even more.
No, because the right. I mean, they didn't do anything. Like
Dude,
there's no cost. Well, actually, there's a cost to match and do this.
If money was in a tube of toothpaste, Uber and Lyft would lick that thing dry.
Thank God money's not in a toothpaste. Well, for some people.
That's honestly the only thing I can say. I mean, they will find every single way they could possibly get more money by doing whatever it could be, more money from the passenger and pay drivers less.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll find out. Okay. All right.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk. I mean, a little bit of insight for you. I guess you had multiple insights.
Yeah, definitely. I got a few. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Ironman of Boston. Still going strong.
Here's the Ironman. He goes, Serge, I'm back, because he's been struggling with this Boston minimum wage thing, right? He's not like he's not cranking 3K weeks now. He's cranking about 26 to 2,800 weeks. He goes, I have to drive more to make less. And I'm going like, yep, welcome to the club. But this was last Sunday. $600 a day, Chris.
Not too shabby.
I mean, FYI, he drives X and standard and comfort. That's it. Not black, not XL. He has a car, as you guys can see, with 251,700 miles on it. Perfectly depreciated car, but it's a Lincoln MKZ that he averaged for that day close to 40 miles per gallon, which is fantastic.
Wait, he can't. It's not black, is it?
No, it's not black. And he drove a total of 243.5 miles. He grossed 600, exactly 600 to the penny, I think. And that's like $22.20 a mile. very profitable. It's like Rafael, go put your numbers in the GigU calculator. You'll break the calculator, bro. The calculator haven't
And then
seen
send it. I
numbers
want to
like
see
this.
that.
Actually, I'm gonna have him do it just for this day. Just go put. Actually, you know what? He should do that because I think he'll break the calculator with his weekly numbers.
I'd love to know what they are.
I'm on text him, say, hey, go put it in the calculator. So he was online on Uber for 9 hours and 55 minutes, active for 7 hours and 6 minutes, and he was online on Lyft. Does it say on Lyft how many hours? Yes, 6 hours and 18 minutes. 6 hours and 18 minutes on the lower right-hand side, and he accepted 75% of
overlap
it.
though. There's
So what?
overlap because otherwise, yeah,
Oh,
there's a
of
lot
course,
of overlap. So
yeah. He
depending on the
multi-apps.
downtime, you're still on both apps, so
Yeah. He
not
multi-apps.
exclusive one to the other.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
even though
But
it was
overall,
I'm
I
on
think
10 hours on Uber and only 6 on.
does it show his active hours on Lyft though? Let's see. No, it doesn't.
Not on that one.
Okay, so his per booked hour on Lyft was 52.40, and on Uber, so active hours it was about 45. Yeah, about 44, and which is way above Prop 32 in Massachusetts. So let's let's do this. We can figure actually his active hour to a point, Chris. So he completed 17 trips, rejected 7. So that's about out of 24 trips, he accepted and completed 17. So that would be what, 70% ish, 70% range, right?
You can't really.
Well, I mean,
unless it's
I'm just
broken
kind
down,
of
you really
stretching it.
can't.
I'm just
Like
stretching.
you're just pulling numbers out your ass to try to figure
Oh, yeah.
it out.
Okay. Well,
It's not gonna happen.
okay. Let's go. Let's go
You know
with
what I
7
want to know
hours.
though? Hey, Iron Man. Question for you: who are you on the phone with for 2 hours?
I don't know. He's killing his time because he was online 10 hours and active for 7 on Uber, and he was online for 6 on Lyft and probably active for 4. So let's assume he drove 11 active hours, and 60 divided by 11 is over $50, which his Lyft numbers kind of show that anyway, as it is. So that's what Iron Man is doing. Yeah, I'm gonna have the Iron Man go to the GigU profit calculator, break that damn thing. So fully depreciated car to a point. He saves his money. He kills it. He drives. Yeah,
What is he driving?
I don't know anybody else that can do this, but he does it. So kudos, my hat off to it.
251,000 miles on that car.
Yeah, and you know what? I've seen the car's pictures. It looks goddamn brand new to me. You wouldn't know it from looking at the outside and inside. And is that a check engine light or is this trunk open?
Trunk's open.
Oh, trunk's open. Okay. I'm thinking like this is check engine light, 250,000 miles. So he was like really proud of this. He goes like, Serge, I did it. And I'm like, cool, awesome, $600. There you go.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Yeah.
Again, who the hell were you on the phone with for 2 hours though?
I will ask. Well, I'll ask him that too. Chris noticed that you were on the phone for 2 hours. What were you doing for him?
I mean, it's at the top of the screenshots. It says on a phone 2 hours.
He's got a wife, maybe a wife.
Well, maybe he's on the phone. Maybe he's on the phone with her, and while he's on the ride, he just is waiting.
No, he's very
professional.
He's very professional. He does. I'm sure he wasn't on the phone while he's giving rides, but So
I don't know.
He doesn't exactly cherry pick, but he does. He rejects enough. So
clearly.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, let's move on. Let's talk about the bug for the 70/30, the change from external expenses and Lyft's fee. What's going on here? But they said it was fixed 2 weeks ago. We saw the problem. Last week, they said it was fixed. This past week, we saw the bug. And this time, it was not on a tipped ride. So this means that their bug is more widespread than they thought.
I haven't sent this to them yet, but they will receive this, and they're good at responding as usual. Clearly. So if you guys are seeing this in your Lyft, so what I'm asking you guys to do, well, I was hoping that the Lyft had fixed the bug because I read you guys the email that they sent, that they said it's fixed. I will assure you, it is only optics. It's only like, it doesn't affect the 70-30. It doesn't affect anything. I'm like, okay, we take your word for it. Thank you, Lyft. We even said thank you. I guess we were premature, maybe. I don't know. So, Lyft, you're going to receive this after the show saying, what? WTF? I mean, anyway, so this guy, so what I'm asking you guys to do now, play a little bit of detective again. I was hoping that we wouldn't have to do this again, that we wouldn't have to get, I don't know, I wouldn't have to get like 800 screenshots again, because most people misunderstood it, Chris. They were just sending me screenshots, bro. They were just sending me
No.
screenshots.
Hold on. A little premature.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
like what you see right here. You have the trip receipt right after the ride is completed. So right after the ride, open up the trip receipt and take a screenshot of that. So what you see like right here. Then let's just go through it. So this is Thursday, 8/21. The passenger payment was $28.62. The estimated external fees was $15.66, and the Lyft fee was $2.95. The driver made $10.01. But if you look at the screenshot that this driver took the following day, which was Friday, 8/22, goes back and checks the receipts again. Again, passenger payment was $28.62. The external fees was $17.82. Actually, in this case, it was broken down, so it showed $17.82 and 50 cents. And then the Lyft fee magically went down $2 to 29 cents.
Okay, so go back to the front, the first one. What was the external expenses on the first one? 15.
So it was
what?
$2.95.
15.66.
Oh, it's
External expenses were
15.66 and $2.95. Yeah, 15.66 and $2.95. And then it went to 29 cents. And
wow.
I
don't know. I mean, Lyft, what's up? What's happening? Come on now. See, this will affect the 70-30 for sure. This will definitely affect the 70-30. If you do 30 trips like this will definitely affect the 70-30.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So you're gonna get this. We'll see what happens. So if you guys do it this way, send me all you want. If you guys just send me screenshots, don't send me screenshots, blank screenshots. If you do it this way, click right after the trip ends, 6 hours later, 12 hours later, day later. Click, compare. If the numbers have changed, external expenses and Lyft fee, then send it to me side by side, like this dude did. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. And then that way we're able to actually see the difference there. So right after the trip ends, sometime later, whether it's a couple hours, a couple days, whatever it might be, but always continually go back and check and then just compare back and forth. And if you keep meticulous records, it'll be even easier for you because you can go in and look at your records and say, oh, this is not correct. This is not the same thing as this one. So that's where you can be like, okay, red flag here, red flag at this one, red flag at that one. And hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. But yes, it seems like this bug is a little more widespread than they previously thought and affecting more. So the question is, how long has it actually been happening? And if you break it down, how much has it screwed drivers out of the 70-30 that they said that they are going to guarantee?
I have screenshots from March that this was going on, not major numbers, but this is actually a few dollars. With the tip, they admitted that there was a glitch with the tip. When the tip showed up, numbers got switched. Okay, got that. That's fixed. Well, what's this one? What's this one? What's this one? This is no tip, nothing.
It was a tip bait. It was a tip bait.
So this is a good question. Question is, which one makes it to the weekly breakdown? Well, I'm thinking, Matt, it's going to be the second one because that's how they're going to play with the 70-30. You know what I mean?
I think that's why people need to also beyond go and figure that out too. So unfortunately, it's going to be a little more detective work. So yes, if you notice the discrepancies, then when you get your report, try going and checking that way. or
Well,
run
send
the
them-
numbers that way.
Send them all to me, guys. Take again. Finally, screenshot after the trip. Go back 6 hours. Next day, compare. If it's different, another screenshot. Send them to me side by side. Yeah, from a bug to an edge case. Okay, whatever. Well, they're gonna get it today, so you know who you are at Lyft. Well, we're friends. Is my segment coming up yet? Let's see. Yeah, I see it.
Global
I
data?
see it. It's coming up.
Global
Yeah.
data.
Yeah, I
Okay,
see it.
so yes, one of the biggest things is cash trips are coming, or actually, I think today was the day they start, right?
23rd.
For
Yeah,
50
it
cities.
started already.
50
It was
cities across the US?
end of August. End of August. Sorry, end of August. I
Well,
still
we're
don't
at
have
the
it in
end of
my app.
August. This is 26th. It's
What?
sometime this week.
End of
If they
August.
haven't started already, you might get it in your preferences to opt in or out. So then cash rides are coming. You could also look on the on the passenger app and see if you can pay in cash, that type of thing. But yes, cash rides are coming to 50 cities across the US. Sergio, give a nice little email.
Hey, look at this one. Cracker Barrel is scrapping the new logo, bro. They have so much
Are they
pressure.
really?
Yeah, right there. Cracker Barrel scraps new logo after outrage from customers and President Trump. Another one bites the dust.
Was it steak? There's somebody on X was like going ham on them.
Bro,
absolutely
this is as bad as the Bud Light thing, man. Okay, so
it's kind of like everybody's making the rounds with Taylor Swift right now. I'm like, Taylor who? I'm on the Sydney train.
yeah.
But
what'd you do? Did you mix my two emails together?
What?
You mixed where I hope you have the rest
literally
of it.
sent me it this way. So I literally just cut where I could cut on the same slide, and then there you go.
There's another slide, yes?
Yes, there's another slide.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like because now I cannot do my segment. Okay, so here we go.
Don't worry.
So cash trips came out. We talked about it. So it was in 4 cities. They piloted it 6 months ago. Chris did an amazing video, 100,000 views, over 650 comments. And I went through it. I don't think there was one single driver that said, I love this idea. Then I put out a video last week when I got it in my app. And, actually, I'm going to check on my app. Let's see if I have the toggle switch on for cash chips. I don't think I have it yet. Let's see.
Buffalo's not getting it. I love it.
Nope, I don't have it. Not yet. So it's going to be the end of August for me in LA. So, and then we did another video. There were over 300 comments on that one. I don't think there was one that said, I love cash chips. I'm going to do it. It's the safest thing on the planet for me. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, well, this is the 2 emails I sent to some wonderful folks at Uber. By the way, Uber, listen. Now, I know you guys watch, okay? Not only I know you guys watch, but it's an insult that you guys have some sort of AI Slack channel, something going on back there that's taking automatic screenshots and, reading it and summarizing it for you with like some sort of ChatGPT kind of a thing. Our segments have emotion. AI cannot display emotion. The least you guys can do, have someone sit there and watch the live stream and then comment on it, as opposed to just, some AI summarize our shows. Chris, what do you say to that?
Say, watch it. That's fantastic.
There you go. You just watch it. It's funny. It's good. It's entertaining. It's educational. It's like you guys will learn stuff. So we have published 2 videos. This is my first email. We have published 2 videos regarding this product. The first video was released approximately 6 months ago when Uber initiated its pilot program in 4 cities. The second video was published yesterday, which I sent them the links, following the announcement of the product's availability in 50 cities, including Los Angeles. Could you please share these videos internally and have someone or the AI that Uber utilizes review the numerous driver comments, let's say about 1,000 comments, okay? And then I sent them this request because I'm working on a piece which hopefully they'll reply to this with data, because I know they have the data, right? So I said, I'm preparing a piece on driver safety and payment methods, and I'd like to request data comparing incident rates on cash versus non-cash trips. Uber has had this in Mexico and Brazil for 8-9 years, and the UK for a couple of years, cash trips. So I'm asking him for data, non-cash comparison data, right? Cash trips versus non-cash trips. Incidents, meaning, we'll go into the email in a second. Mexico and Brazil. Specifically, I'm looking for assaults and robberies targeting drivers related to cash trips. To minimize back and forth, because they do have a tendency of coming back like, what are you asking me again? I'm like, here we go. So here's exactly what it would be most useful. 1, scope and definitions. Definitions to use for assault and robbery against drivers. Physical assault, armed robbery, attempted robbery, threats, intimidation, how each is classified. Because in Uber's public safety report, there is like 62 versions or 62 explanations of sexual assault. Literally, okay? From knee touching to, obviously, to the worst things that you can think of. Confirmation that cash refers to the rider paying the driver in cash at trip end, as offered in the UK, Brazil, and Mexico. That non-cash includes card on file, Apple, Google Pay, debit cards, wallet balances, etc. Whether the data set includes both completed and canceled trips, incidents occurring at pickup before the trip starts. 2, data requested by market and year. For each market, United Kingdom, Mexico, and Brazil, please provide the last 7 to 8 calendar years, whichever is readily available, with the following breakdowns of separately for cash and not cash trips. Total trips, total active drivers, total trip miles and kilometers. Number of driver reported and Uber verified incidents of assault and robbery. Incident rates per million trips, million miles, and 1,000 active drivers. Distribution by city, metro, time of day, and day of week. Outcomes were known: injuries, medical treatment, police report filed, account actions taken. Thank you very much. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm going to get the data to finish my article? And so, partner, what do you think? Do you think I'm going to get data to finish the article?
From this email, probably not, but other ways, maybe.
What's the other ways? Uber has the data. Who else has the data?
I'm saying that when they do their safety report, they might break it out. I don't know. I don't think they'll break it out, but it's possible.
Well, the safety report is.
But when it comes down to the safety report, you can extrapolate the percentages, and then you can actually look at if there was a rise in these types of issues, and then you can kind of make an inference saying this is probably because of cash
Uber
trips.
will not accept that, because then in the safety report, it doesn't break down cash versus non-cash trips. It just puts everything in there. And as we know, that safety report is woefully underestimated, as the New York Times or New York Post article that says there were 400,000, basically every minute there was an assault on the platform. And that safety report that they brought out, the public one, which was from 2 years ago, we need a new one now, only showed, I think, 8,000 incidents. So 400,000, 8,000 is pretty much.
So all I'm trying to do here,
all I'm trying to do here, Uber, is compare. Okay, we have 100 trips, not cash, 100 trips, no cash in LA. For example, I'm giving a hypothetical. Out of 100 trips, no cash versus 100 trips cash, okay? What are the incident rates of robberies, reported ones, right? Physical assaults, because I believe this is the most unsafest product Uber has ever introduced, period. And the comments, 1,000 comments, say so. Okay? So I just want to figure that out. I want to figure out. They have the data. They should release the data. I mean, I know they're not going to take it away. They're not going to go, okay, we scrap the idea. They're not going to do that.
I agree. I think they should release that type of data and show, especially if they're going to. I think if they don't show the data, I think that actually kind of confirms the fact that incidents are up under cash rides versus non-cash rides, because you know they're going to be like, oh yeah, here's the data. If nothing is there, and then it becomes a big nothing burger. You could say, okay, yeah, sure, there's no problems. But I think if they say silent on that, I think that's just confirmation that incidents go up and probably go up quite a bit.
Okay, well, I don't know what I'm gonna get. Hopefully I'll get it. I appreciate the support, Uber. Please, right? This is an important issue for me personally because I think this is gonna get drivers killed. I may be wrong because your data may say, look, we have 1 million cash trips in Brazil, Sao Paulo, or Mexico, whatever, and we have 1 million non-cash trips. One non-cash trips at 2% physical assaults and robberies or whatever, and cash trips had the same 2%. So then I'll just go, okay, do cash trips, folks. It's as safe as anything on the planet. I'm thinking it's unsafe. I'm thinking.
Well, you know what I'm.
Here's Chris. Here's my thought process. I'm thinking the incident rates on cash trips is probably 5 to 8x more on robberies, assaults, verbal assaults, things like that. That's my guess. Best guess.
It's possible. You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
The problem though is, other parts of the world definitely use cash a lot more versus card, which is our primary way of transactions at this point now. Whether it's gift cards, whether it's credit cards, or whether it's debit cards, whatever it is, it's more card based versus cash based. Them saying that 15%, that's like a load of shit, because you can get anybody can get anything at any time. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, I mean, you're just curtailing to 15%. I don't even think it's that. To be honest, I think that the reality is they're just trying to get more. But all I know is you can get great deals on Amazon for movie prop money. So here's the moral of that story is when somebody pays you in money, check the actual dollar bills to see if it says for motion use pictures only instead of the United States of America, because that is the first dead giveaway. Secondly, if you do cash rides, bring your little marker to see if it's counterfeit bill or not. Go get one at like Office Max or one of the office supply stores. They'll have it. A few bucks there. You can get.
Okay. So
because it's reactive to the actual dollar. So
I've seen it. I've seen it places like when you hand them 100, they do it and stuff like that. So it's like, okay.
Yep.
Why do I have to do this, by the way? Why do we have to do all this work? Why?
Or just opt out.
I opt out, yeah. Oh, by the way, folks, there were a lot of comments on the last video that they said, oh, Serge, thanks for telling us. By the way, you were right. The next day when I got up and looked at my preferences, it was toggled on automatically, Chris.
You know what I think that they should be doing though? I think to help when it comes to what the best practices are and kind of put some of these things aside when it comes to, people, other people thinking that, it's going to raise alarms to potential criminals out there that are like, oh, I can just order a ride and they're going to come with cash. I think what they should do is you can pay in cash. You will not get any cash back. So if if it goes above and beyond what you paid, tip goes straight to the driver, whatever. But if the driver will not carry cash, there is no cash back. So anything that is left over goes into credits that you can use on a future trip. So that should be a blanket email. That should be a blanket policy saying drivers do not carry cash. They you may have a cash ride or something where you're getting cash at that point. But I think that would help minimize the potential impact of somebody seeing, oh, they might have cash. Just because then at that point, if they're putting in a policy saying, yeah, you can pay in cash, but don't expect anything back because drivers do not carry cash on them. They're not supposed to carry cash. This will be added to your account for future credit balance.
Okay. Well,
I think that should be at least a little something that would help mitigate that potential problem. Because honestly, if you're going to do cash rides, if you want to, you should not carry a bank. There's no reason to carry a bank.
I know, yeah. I think in both our videos, we clearly identified the issues that could arise from cash trips, specifically from riders who ask for their change back, because the reason they're using cash is because they don't have any more money, and they just give you the cash and then they expect change back. Maybe they're going to go to the 7-Eleven store, or go to the supermarket, buy something with that thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this any of this is necessary for Uber's top line to grow.
Just a blanket policy that says, and every time you order a cash trip, it will say drivers do not carry cash, do not expect cash back for what you have paid for the trip. This is the trip, a tip or not tip. Anything extra beyond that will be in credits.
We'll find out. We'll find out what they respond with.
If they do that, I think that would help mitigate a lot of problems.
I think so too. I think so too.
And it's like literally, if you're ordering a cash trip and it pops up on the window that says drivers do not carry cash, I think that will help a lot of issues that could potentially happen, because otherwise I see a lot of hypotheticals here saying, oh, great, once criminals figure out that drivers are carrying cash, we'll just order. Fuck, man. You know what they're doing right now? They're ordering an Uber or Lyft, coming and robbing you and carjacking you. That's, I think, a little bit more than the $25 that you're carrying in your pocket.
I get that. I get all this. That crime can find you anywhere, but we don't need to make it worse. The issue, look, drivers are already under stress. There's no need for this, except for the Uber's top line to grow, which is fine. Gross bookings are going to grow, and I'm sure they did the research on this. They said 15% is unbanked or underbanked. I get it. It's all about business. I get it, but I personally am not going to do it. But if some of you did it. In fact, I forwarded your emails and phone numbers to Alex Bitter, who's going to work on the article, and I'm sure he talked to you already. For some of you who have done cash trips, look, I'm not going to do it, but then if somebody else is going to do it, good. Maybe I'm just blowing it out of proportion. All I'm saying is, Uber, please send me the data if you have it, and then I'll do my piece and I'll just compare, right? Cash versus non-cash, incident rates. There's a 4-letter word for it, but I'm not going to come up with that yet. I'll save that for the next show if you guys respond. But I do know what the 4-letter word is for the incidents that you guys call it, assaults and robberies and things like that. And we'll see where it goes.
Let me guess. Their 4-letter acronym is liar.
No. Well, it could be from a cartoon.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's see if you get that data. We'll see. We don't know, but let's move on. Speaking of assaults, something that made the rounds earlier this week was the Biotech CEO who got punched in the face by an illegal driver and was caught on camera. And Uber is now getting sued by them.
Yeah. Well, this was not only an illegal driver.
Sunshine Man's territory right here.
Yeah, it was a good headbutt, though. I mean, he looks like one of those guys that comes from Dagestan, the MMA fighter. I mean, the headbutt and the punch was within like a millisecond, and that guy hit the ground. In fact, he was holding his dog. As you guys can see, we're not going to show you the video, obviously, but I'm sure you all have seen this video. My issue with this, I tweeted this out. My issue with this is not that the driver, my issue is obviously driver punching out a customer, but then sometimes, I'm not going to say they deserve it. Not at all. Nobody deserves to get knocked out. Okay.
Well,
that's not the point.
I want to know what happened before.
Bro,
there's always two sides to every story. We only see the side that shows you from, the parking lot. I want to see what happened, the interaction that would have led up to this. Well, I'm just saying, for my peace of mind to know exactly how things are going, because we all know how certain CEOs may act. Let's go back to Travis for a little bit and him in back of an Uber. I mean, it kind of exploded and pushed him out of the company. So,
Yeah. No, look,
not unheard of.
I get it. But this guy is driving. Obviously, it looks like an Audi Q8, or it's a big Audi. The problem with this, Chris, is not that he did what he did, and we could say the CEO was at fault. He was drunk, this and that, but that's his girlfriend standing back, and that's him. And then anyway. The problem with this is what I've been saying for the last 2 years. Who's picking you up at the bar at 3 a.m? Who's bringing your food? Who's bringing your groceries? Okay. We did a lot of work on this topic, as you know. Okay.
Mhm.
This driver was an illegal alien in this country. My question is, and I know the answer for it, but then how can the apps do a better job? And this is not about Uber. This is Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all of them. How can the apps protect riders' safety by not allowing these types of folks, which is illegal aliens, on the platform? Obviously, this guy went and either rented an account from somebody else or bought some credentials on the dark web, which we know there are plenty. We talked about it. We've proven it. And got on the Uber platform. And this took place. So now just this one incident, and I'm sure this Biotech CEO is going to lawyer up to the, where, and it's going to cost Uber millions and millions of dollars. The funny thing is, in all of this, is they kicked the rider off the platform. And the driver, within 2 minutes, received another trip request. Obviously, he had not, because the guy was totally knocked unconscious. He woke up in the hospital as he hit his head pretty bad into the concrete. And so he's going to sue for whatever he can get. And that these mishaps, these illegal aliens being on the platform, buying accounts, renting accounts, doing all that stuff, okay, is costing Uber so much more money. Wouldn't it be more prudent as a business for Uber to do a better job, and Lyft and DoorDash to do a better job, to not allow these people on the platform to start with, because the end cost is so much more? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but this was a big headline, and we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see what happened though leading up to this, or at least understand or know what happened leading up to it, because that's the only way you're going to see or whether it was justified or not, what led to it. I don't know, but this is just, again, in the face of what happened in Florida. I think the day or two day after this started making the rounds too. And we all seen what happened when it comes to what they're doing on crackdowns with truck driving. So, could this be crackdowns on these companies like Uber and Lyft to kind of go into the systems and purge some of these riders based on executive decision? Who knows?
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see how this ends. We'll follow this up, obviously. And, Chris is right on this one. We don't know what, as a driver, my recommendation to all of you and whoever's going to watch this later is to de-escalate. Even if the guy was an a-hole, you just say yes, sir, and cancel, and just tailpipes. It's not, especially to have the balls as an illegal alien on an illegal account or a fake account to go do this. It shows how boneheaded the driver is. And it looked like a, the car wasn't black, but it may be part of a fleet, because that was in South Carolina. Maybe part of a fleet. He may have been renting that car, from a fleet account or whatever. But look, man, the apps have to do a better job.
If that's the case, though, they should be going after the fleet, not the. I mean, you could go after Uber, but you should also be going after the fleet.
They probably will.
Because that's the only way it's going to stop that type of situation. But again, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to led to that situation, because I mean, you have no idea. But with that being said, let's move on. Let's talk about DC cleaning up, even driver or delivery couriers,
physically and figuratively. President Trump is cleaning DC up. And look, a lot of people are crying foul about this, so I'll ask you your opinion about this, obviously. How far does this go? Uber Eats driver detained while making delivery in DC. Another illegal alien on a illegal or fake account or rented account. I guess this is as prevalent as we've been saying for the last 2 years. Okay. Cell phone video captures witnesses trying to help an Uber Eats delivery driver as he was handcuffed by what appeared to be federal agents, ICE most likely. A Washington, D.C. man says he ordered Uber Eats over the weekend, but his delivery driver was detained by federal agents before he could make that delivery. Cell phone video captures witnesses trying to help the Uber Eats driver as he was handcuffed by appeared to be federal agents in the city's Shaw neighborhood Saturday. Again, this goes back kind of with the last piece. That was an illegal alien on the Uber platform. This is another illegal alien with fake docs probably on the Uber Eats platform. This is, again, not an Uber issue. This is an Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart issue, gig platform issue. Why are these? Well, heck, what, you know, the other thing is like if Jeff was here from Florida, he would say, what can Uber do better? What can Uber do better? Not to allow these things to happen and not to allow these illegals to get on these platforms. Uber's saying, look, they uploaded the documents. Our AI went through the documents. The documents were good. What can we do? Is there a way? I don't know. I'm not technologically adept to figure that part out. I'm sure there are some brilliant folks at Uber and Lyft and DoorDash who can figure this out, not to allow these people on the platform, because this is doing two things, Chris. One, is oversaturating the marketplace. I understand the companies don't care because they want all those $2 trash orders to be delivered and all those $3 trips to be taken on rideshare. I get it. But at some point, it's like killing the people who want to drive, and because of oversaturation, their utilization rates have collapsed to 40-50% now from 70-80%. They're sitting there not getting trips because the pie is the same. Mouths to feed off that pie is exponentially higher, and you know it. 8 million people are on the Uber platform globally, year over year. That's literally 100% increase. So does that 8 million count all these folks? Obviously does. You know, all these people who are not only illegally in this country, but they're on the platforms, renting accounts, buying fake IDs, and uploading docs and things like that. I don't know. There has to be a better way of doing this. As an Uber, as Lyft, as rideshare, as
we all know Uber and Lyft, again, don't want to get rid of it, because if they did, how many drivers would that get rid of on their platforms? And then they would have to do things to get people on the platform, like actually offer bonuses or streak bonuses, or anything that we used to have that don't have anymore because of the more people in the pie. And then guess what? That goes into their bottom line, profit. Yeah. It's all driven by profit. So you can thank them for their quest for more profit on top of it by doing that.
Profit over anything, huh?
Not giving a shit.
Capitalism. There you
go. Greed.
Greed. Okay. So there's a question. Can you pay physical cash on Lyft? No, not yet. Well, fingers crossed. Maybe never.
Not yet. Hopefully never.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, let's go to an Uber pool.
This is real, by the way.
Different kind of Uber pool.
Did you know about this? This was in my app. I got this in my app.
I would have never dreamed that this would have been real, because one thing, you can't do that in New York at all. It's very illegal to ride in the back of a truck.
Well, it is real. This is real. I got this in my app. I can literally book this thing.
Damn.
I mean, I will never do it. I have a pool, but you guys seeing this? This is real. This is not bullshit. I'm not trying to be funny here. I was actually going to put it in the funny segment, but this is not funny. This is reality. So what I said, a different kind of Uber
kind of is funny.
A different kind of Uber pool. An actual
Oh,
Uber
here you go. Available to reserve for $0 August 23rd and 24th at Santa Monica Pier.
There you go. I'm serious.
And then the following week at Bayside Marketplace in Miami.
Yeah, there you go. It's
so
coming
if
around.
you want to go check it out, go to the pier.
On the 23rd, 24th.
Oh, that was last weekend.
We're the 26th.
So if you're in Miami, go to Bayside, right over there, right in downtown. on this weekend, and maybe you can see this truck.
I
is that, a
don't
Rivian?
see any purpose in this whatsoever. Like none.
It's called
So how
a
does
marketing. stunt.
what they do? They empty the water every time, obviously, and then they fill in with the water, and then empty the water because,
Sure.
like, how does this fucking thing drive without water everywhere?
It says the pool is completely clean between each reservation for crystal clear waters.
Huh? Brilliant. There's an app for everything. The super
And
app.
reservations include complimentary Uber rides to and from the experience location, up to $100 on 2 rides. Availability is limited, with a wait list available when sold out and subject to weather conditions.
So it's a Rivian, like it looks like a Rivian, right?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming this is not bigger than
It's-
a jacuzzi. Maybe. Like how many people
Honestly,
can this hold?
it's a marketing ploy. That's what it is.
Well, somebody's making money. Somebody bought a Rivian and put a goddamn pool in the back of it, bro.
No, it is literally a marketing stunt. It is
And
a
then they went
PR
to Uber.
publicity
They
stunt.
said, "We
If
want
you
to put
look,
this on
it's
your thing."
Turo on Uber. So it's literally Turo and Uber partnering for this particular stunt. That's all it is. It's a marketing stunt.
So you're saying I can't rent this in real life?
I don't think so. I think this is just an event.
Chris,
that they're
look at
doing.
this. What it
So it
says.
shows
I
literally-
could have clicked that book now, and I could have booked that thing. Do you see the buttons on the bottom?
Yes, but did you also read it too?
Yeah, I read it.
It says
it's
this summer,
available.
Turo and Uber are coming together to bring you the summer's most unexpected way to beat the heat, the pool truck experience. It's an experience available to reserve for $0 August 23rd, 24th, Santa Monica Pier, and the 30th, 31st at Bayside Marketplace.
And then it'll be
So
charged.
it's
You'll be
literally a
charged.
PR stunt.
Okay. Here's an idea. There is an app called Swimply, not Swimly, Swimply. It does exactly this. Every house that has a pool can put their pool and pictures on this app. It's basically Uber for homeowners with pools. And you can rent your pool out by the day, by the hour. You charge whatever you're going to charge, right? And basically, people come to your house, use your pool for a few hours, and then they pay you a couple of $100, and then they leave. And then this app takes, I think, 25 or 30% cut, and you get the rest. There's an app for that. So there's an app for everything, and there's Uber Pool right there, the new Uber Pool.
Yeah, it says reservations for the Uber Pool truck experience are limited and available on a first come, first served basis. Each reservation includes 2 hours of access to the experience for up to 4 people. Participation is subject to terms and conditions. So you got to read it. The experience involves a custom built pool mounted on a pickup truck operated solely while stationary under strict condition and not intended to be driven. Do not attempt to recreate the setup. So in other words, all it is doing, it's trying to have a fun thing in the sun. I mean, Santa Monica Pier, we were there, is a place for people to come hang out at the beach, enjoy, go eat, have some fun. Bayside, I don't know if you've ever been there. I have. Bayside is, again, shopping and restaurants, and it's right next to the arena. So, you know, it's a place where people are coming to congregate. Same in the pier. I mean, Bayside is right by the marina. So you have all the boats and stuff right there too. So this is, again, just a marketing ploy, like what they do throughout. So every time you go to an event, you see something there. That's a partnership for marketing, PR, of whatever it might be. So this is exactly what it is. You're never going to probably see this coming to an actual real thing. It might just be like, oh, it's a pop-up event going on for this weekend, or a pop-up event going on in this area the next weekend, whatever it might be. But
so I'm not going to be able to book the book now
real.
and book this and have it come to my house and fill it up in water. Okay. I'm sad.
Oh, because you missed it. You missed it. It was August 23rd, 24th. That was just this past week.
Okay.
So again, if you're in Miami, you could get complimentary Uber rides to and from the experience.
Okay, well, that's worth something. That's $100. Okay, hey, somebody, whoever is in Miami, can you guys go check this out? If you're in Miami, where is it at? Bayside Marketplace. Let's go check it out. Report to me. Send me an email. Take a couple of pictures. Send it to me. Sergio at therideshareguy.com.
Yeah, so they're just using it as advertising because, again, how many people are at the Santa Monica Pier on a weekend? how many people are Bayside on a weekend? A lot. A lot of people. They're going to see Turo and Uber. Oh, I know Uber. Oh, look at this. This is pretty cool. I like it, huh? So it's basically an advertisement. That's all it is.
Cool.
It's an advertisement for Uber. And yeah, I mean, you could say even Turo, but.
Oh yeah, Vinny, are you here? Vinny, he's not in is he in Miami though? Yeah, no, he's not in Miami. He's pretty close to Miami. Vinny, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I need some pictures with some people in this thing from Miami. There you go. Anyway, all right, we're done. Let's go have a beer. And but don't yeah, we need to talk after the show. So.
All right. Well, with that being said, good show. Go download, or actually, you don't even have to download. You can do it right online. So go check out the profit calculator for GigU to run your costs, so you can understand how much money is actually being spent on your vehicle maintenance, all of that good stuff. So you have a better idea how much money you're actually bringing in as profit, as net, and you can go from there. And then if you do it, send us screenshots. Let's see who is the best when it comes to your net pay, your net profit. And then, if you have a negative, send it our way and tell us your thoughts on the enlightenment that you may have received from that particular cost analysis. And then on top of it, go to the cherry picking game. Check out what that's all about. Links are going to be in the description below. You can see that. I know, Sergio, you'll be doing that after, and you'll be like, mother, why did you go the other way?
I'm going to do it. I'm on screen record. I want you to do it too. I
will. I got a lot of stuff though finishing up. Later,
I get it. You have like 5 kids or 4 kids, whatever. But okay, we're both going to play it, and you know what? Maybe we'll see. We'll see who gets. I don't know if there's a score involved, but I'm sure there's something. So we'll see.
And also another thing that you need to do, again, make sure you take screenshots of your trip on Lyft right as it ends. Every single trip. Just get in a screenshot right when it ends. Open up that receipt. Show the different breakdown of that passenger payment all the way down to your earnings. And then a couple hours later, the next day, whatever it might be, if there's any discrepancy between the Lyft fee and the estimated external expenses fee, if there's any discrepancy, take a screenshot of that. Send those 2 screenshots to Sergio at therideshareguy.com, and we'll see how far this bug is going.
Yep. No, not this week because we had a guest. Hopefully next week. You're talking about Driver's Corner. Hey, okay. So can I remind you all one last time? We are changing the structure of Behind the Wheel. Behind the Wheel is continuing. We can do it 3 different ways. I expect people to come out of the woodworks now. It could be 1, about your rideshare experience over the last however many years or trips. 2, it could be about the craziest things you've seen in your car while you've been doing rideshare. Or it could be a hybrid. It could be your rideshare experience with however many trips you have, and a few ridiculous crazy stories that you have. So send me an email, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. We'll do a Behind the Wheel. Just shoot me an email with a paragraph saying, I have these crazy stories to tell you, Serge. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll come on and we'll just do those, and then we'll post it. And that's what we're doing with Behind the Wheel going forward. We're going to give it a shot anyway. So we'll see.
Yep. All right. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy. And any issues or any problems or anything that you see or come across, let us know, because it could be pretty eye-opening, like that Ride Finder. You might have to I'm going to try that.
Yeah. We'll just discover things, and that's how it goes. Next Monday. Oh, no, we're Tuesday, right? Okay.
Tuesday.
So Monday, we're off.
Tuesday show, man. Come on.
After 171 weeks. After 171
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
You know, I read an email and it threw me off the last 20 minutes of the show. It really did. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will talk to you, I'll talk to you later. But with that being said, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Go out there, make money, but be safe.
Yep.
And if you don't want to take cash rides, make sure